been all along, confessing while alone and on, without a clue, without a sign, without grasping it. The real question to be asked: where have I been? I'm a sharpshooter at post masquerade, hiding both face and mind, all free for you to draw. I'm a sharpshooter. What else should I be? Please don't take off my mask, revealing dawn. Moments of calm, nothing left to be found. A mirror right in front of me, that's where I found an empty glass, reflecting that's a truth. It's telling words not to be told. I need that mask. I'm a sharpshooter at post masquerade, hiding both face and mind, all free for you to draw. I'm a sharpshooter, chained down to my core. Please don't take off my mask, my place to hide. I can't tell you how to see me, just a cage of bones. There's nothing inside. Will it unleash me, burning down the walls? Is there a way for me to break? I'm a sharpshooter at post masquerade, hiding both face and mind, all free for you to draw. I'm a sharpshooter, have no face to show. Please don't take off my mask, my disguise.
Hey, yo, what up? What's crack-a-lackin'? How we all doing? Gang, gang, what up? Whoa, he's back. Yeah, I know. What's going on? A lot of first timers in the stream, I see. My eye is really red. What the fuck? You guys see that? Whoa. I don't feel that at all. That's worrying. My poor eyes. You can probably see if I zoom in a little bit. Look how red my eye is. Jesus. Why is it like that? Anyway. How are we all doing? I thought we would just do something fun today. You know, maybe... What's something easy? Tiermaker, you know? Like my channel recently. Just fucking do some tiermaker. I thought maybe we could do it like something, I thought maybe we could do it something, more frequently, you know, it's kind of a tradition, you know? So, yeah. And also the great thing is that for every tier list we do, we can turn it into a second channel video. So it's like, doubly delicious. You feel me, dog? Yo, Prince Reptile, thank you for the 2 months, dude. What we tierin'? That's a good question. What do you want to tier? What shall we tier? There's many things we can tier. I mean, okay, well first off, let's go through the stuff that we've done in the past on the main channel. So in the past we've done let's see. In the past, we've done... Oh my god, I'm trying to fucking remember. Hold on. Might be a good idea to actually go onto my YouTube channel and see which ones I've done. Tier list. Okay, let me just go onto my channel. Look up tier list. Alright. So in the past, we've done... I don't know why this is popping up when I type in tier list. What the fuck? That's weird. So we've done a... I guess that's a tier list. Which anime boy would I sleep with? That's an old school one for you new... for you new viewers out there. I did that 2 years ago. It's a legitimate video. So go watch. It's a great video. Go watch it. It's got 1 million views. So most of you liked it, I guess. We have making the ultimate cultured manga tier list. Oh yeah, so this is the one where I did it with... Oh my god, did you see that fucking thumbnail? Oh god, sorry Twitch, don't ban me. Oh yeah, I did a live action anime tier list as well. That one was also fun. That one did surprisingly well as well. And then I did an anime opening tier list with Felix. That was also fun. I did an isekai anime tier list with God. I guess I did like a top... I don't know. Again, I don't know why some of these videos are coming up when I type in tier list. Oh, I did a romance anime tier list with Emily and Didas. Another hentai tier list. Oh, that was the first one I did. The anime waifu tier list. And then an anime emoto tier list. And I think that's it. Oh, and then ages ago I did a Hosoda Mamoru worst to the best. Which, as you can see, I didn't make another one of those because, you know, it didn't do that great. Yeah. So I guess what's something... I mean, it doesn't have to be anime related, right? This is going up on the second channel, so honestly, it could be fucking anything, to be honest with you. And Filth Lobster coming in with the $69. What the fuck? That's a lot of money, dog. So much money you actually messed up my persona alert somehow. I gotta fix that. Tier this number? S tier. S tier. S tier. It's S tier. Of course it's S tier. 69 is an S tier number. We should all know this by now. No contention whatsoever with that. Come on now. S plus tier. Are you serious? Of course it's S tier. Actually, it's N tier for noise. But, yeah, I don't know. What should we do? I guess we can look through it. Obviously, it's got to be something that I enjoy, right? Something that I actually, you know, will know. A prefecture tier... A music genre tier list? Yeah, that could be good. Another one I was thinking was, like, Pokemon tier lists, or, what else would there be? I like how sports is the first thing that comes up. A VN tier list? Okay, let's you know what? Let's start off with what we usually know, right? Let's start off with what we usually know. Let's see. Is there like a way we can like sort by is there a way we can sort by like genre? Oh, categories. Here we go. Anime and manga. Let's see what there is. Let's see. What do we got here? What could be fun? JoJo Stan tier list. Oh my god, there's a lot. Oh, there's a lot. Wow. Alright. JoJo Stan tier list. This one's gonna be hard, dude. This one's gonna be really hard. Alright. Well, I apologize if you've never seen JoJo before, but, you know, if you watch me, you should have already. Come on now. Come on, obviously. A VTuber tier list? Oh, the VTubers are gonna love that. I definitely won't be fucking shadow banned from the VTubing community with that tier list. Shadow the Impure with the 8 months. Hey Joey, working from home today because I had to take a muscle relaxer and I can't legally drive so I can catch the stream. Good shit. Hope you're relaxing, dude. Try not to, you know, have a fit with this shit. You know what's the problem with this as well? With this tier list? Is that, it tells you who the stand user is, but it doesn't actually give you the name of the stand. Which is like, why would you do that? Why would you give me the stand user and not the stand name? Like, yeah, look, for Aerosmith here, this is Aerosmith, and it says Narancia Gyuga, which is the stand user. Why would you not just write Aerosmith? Like, what the fuck? Why would you do that? Let's do something else. Let's see what other JoJo ones there are, actually. Let's look up JoJo. Let's see. JoJo parts based on how gay they are. What the? Oh my god. We all know that JoJo's a little gay here and there, but what is the gayest part of JoJo? This tier list is a way to show your straight friends what parts they should avoid if they don't want to be gay. What the fuck is this? This is a tier list including all the JoJo parts from Phantom Blood Part 1 to JoJolion Part 8, JoJo Lands or whatever not included, since it has not yet at the time of making this come out. And the list and the tiers are the gayest of the gay, basically just gay, more on the gay side, slightly gay, basically straight. Okay, look. If there's one thing there's one thing I appreciate about this list and one thing I don't appreciate about this list. And I'll start with the part that I don't appreciate, right? Is this second sentence right here. It says, this tier list is a way to show your straight friends what parts they should avoid if they don't want to be gay. But who says we don't want to be gay? Everyone who watches every dude who watches JoJo is just gay. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it only heightens the experience of JoJo. So why would I make my friends avoid this? Every JoJo fan knows if there's an unsucked cock, we fucking lunge for that shit. You feel me? Mad disrespectful. But if there's one thing I do appreciate about this tier list is the fact that someone even fucking made it. Alright, well, I guess let's rank JoJo parts based on how gay they are. I like as well how they didn't even fucking order it correctly. Because it goes that's part 4, 3, 5, 1, 6, 2, 7, 8. Why would you... This motherfucker couldn't even put it in the right order. Like, what the fuck? So I guess we're gonna go one at a time Should we start from one? Which is not that one. It is that one. This is part 1. Okay. So let's really dissect this. Let's really break this shit down, right? Let's really break this shit down. Part 1 JoJo, right? Is, I would have to say, basically straight. This is basically straight for a number of reasons. One, there is not really any kind of like sexual tension between any of the characters, right? No sexual tension between any of the characters, right? Jonathan is just a hard cutting, just straight up, like, you know, I am a man's man type of deal. You feel me? Like I am a man's man type of deal. And that's fine, because I feel part 1 was kind of the time reference where, you know, Araki was like really kind of, you know, still setting off, right? His roots were still, you know, bound upon the Shonen Jump tropes at the time, and he thought, you know what, I'll experiment a bit with my art style and maybe a little bit of my, you know, onomatopoeias and stuff like that, because, you know, JoJo's really known for their wild ass onomatopoeias, right? Especially if you read it in Japanese, right? See, now, chat is going on about Speedwagon, and look, I'm not going to deny that Speedwagon is waifu of the century, no doubt. But the thing is that, like, you know, Speedwagon is waifu not because of the necessary like sexual tension between like Speedwagon and Jonathan, or Jonathan and any of the characters, really, right? It's more so that he's waifu in the sense that, like, he's the kind of waifu that's there to, like, support you no matter what. You feel me? Like, he's like that really nice, like, you know, he's like that stereotypical housewife from the 50s type of waifu, you feel me? Where it's like, it's not so much like, you know, sexual or like really upfront and like forward. He's kind of just like there with you at all times, you feel me? And that's you know, for a lot of guys, that's a great woman. That's a great woman to have. That's a great waifu to have, right? But in terms of, but we're not talking about best waifus here, ladies and gentlemen. May I remind you, this is the JoJo parts based on how gay they are tier list, all right? We're not talking about JoJo waifus here. We're talking about the gayness of the characters, you feel me? Or the gayness of the parts, right? So as great as Speedwagon is, in the case of this tier list, out of the question, right? But I'm putting it in basically straight because, for one, it was, let's be real, probably one of the most boring parts of JoJo. And you know, it's still a great part, don't get me wrong. Part 1 has some real great moments in it, and especially, you know, great when you went with the payout, or with the payoff, right? In the later parts, you know? But oh, Emma came in with a raid. What up? Thanks, Emma. Your fan base is gonna be a little bit weirded out because we're just making the greatest tier list ever. Just saying, you know, read them and weep. Alright? But yeah, so in terms of, anyway, back to how straight part 1 is. Yeah, you know, it's like, part 1 to me was kind of you know, what's the one I'm looking for? It's straight in the best way possible. You know what I mean? Where it's like, it's just a clear cut, you know, here's the good guy, here's the bad guy, here's the group of friends who, you know, really help the main character succeed and strengthen up and stuff like that. And, you know, they go through all sorts of unusual, you know, cool characters and enemies to, you know, go through. And it's a simple cut and dry story, right? And because it is such a simple cut and dry story, it's basically straight. Right? There is very few men getting undressed. There is very few sexual tensions or, you know, characters that make me go, oh my god, I question my sexuality. You feel me? And you know what? Like, Hamon's a little straight, dog. It's a little straight. I'm just saying right now, Hamon do be a little straight. Like, it's cool and all, but, you know, Fist of the North Star kind of did it first, and did it better. And, you know, there's a reason why Araki fucking got rid of the whole Hamon thing after 2 parts, you feel me? So, because of that, I'm going to say part 1, JoJo, Phantom Blood, basically straight. Now, with that being said, let's go through part 2 now. Part 2. See, part 2 is the moment where we had a much more interesting protagonist, a much more you know, a protagonist that made a lot of guys question their sexuality, and then you had characters like Caesar as well, who was like, oof, my lord, right? You know, you just sweep me off my feet type of characters, right? So I would say part 2 is probably, in my opinion, more on the gay side. Again, part 2, I think, was just, you know, a little more, you know, more interesting characters, more characters that definitely started to show a lot more on the flamboyant side, even though, yes, you know, Araki at this time was still very much stuck in the whole, like, part 1, you know, manly man's type of Shonen Jump manga, right, you feel? But at the same time, those Pillarmen, though, kind of gay. Not gonna lie, kind of flamboyant. You gotta admit, right? Like, everyone, like they were like the fucking Spice Girls of the JoJo world. You feel me? Spice Girls of the world, where like everyone was like, who's your favorite Pillarman, dude? Who's your waifu Pillarman? You feel me? Yeah, there was always one that everyone liked, right? And it was always a battle to see like which one was your favorite. You know, is it Wamu? Is it Cars? Is it AC/DC? Which one is it? Right? Me personally, Wamu's my boy, but you know that's just me. But you know, it kind of had that feel as well, right? And you know, you have characters like Lisa, oof, my lord, amazing, right? That turned the girls gay. Let's be real, right? That turned the girls hella gay, right? So, but definitely not like, you know, it didn't really the gay drive. What am I even saying? Like the gayness factor of JoJo definitely didn't step up until, you know, much later in the franchise. So but I'd say, you know, part 2 definitely was going in the right direction. Let's just say that. Okay? What are you thinking? We all agree on that so far? I think it's more on the gay side. This is the weirdest thing I've ever done, but I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Also, for anyone who is, like, you know, offended by anything I say, it's just JoJo, bro. It's just JoJo. Alright. Moving on, part 3. Right here, Stardust Crusaders. This is where the stands start to come in, so immediately gay, right? Just because the stands are there now, immediately gay. All right, so it's basically, I reckon the rest of these are slightly gay or above, right? Can we all agree on that? Slightly gay or above, because just the existence of stands is just hella gay. But I would say, oh man, this is tough. I really got to like rethink this shit. I'm like thinking back on part 3. I would have to say slightly gay. I don't think it's as gay as part 2. Because, you know, at the end of the day, I feel the characters in part 2 were still drawn a little more flamboyantly and were a little more flamboyant in nature compared to part 3. You know, like Joseph was definitely gayer than Jotaro. Let's be real. And like the only gay character I can, well, the only gay factor, I'm not going to say gay character because none of them are actually gay. The only gay factor about part 3 in my head was probably like Dio and Kakyoin. Alright. Kakyoin and Dio, I feel, were like the moments where the boy, like, where dudes watching JoJo were like, yes, step on me, daddy. You know what I mean? It was definitely like a step on me, daddy moment, you feel? And, you know, of course, you know, there are a bunch of other, like, bad guys and, like, bad characters as well. You know, like Vanilla Ice, for example, who were like, oof, my god, you look... This man got the drip, bruh. This man got the drip. Like, this is where, like, part 2 was already dripping, but then part 3, when the boys, like, fucking rock up and shit, like, oh, drippy as fuck, dude. Let's be real. Oh, yeah, like, yeah, I mean, in the case of, like, Kakyoin, you have the fucking cherry scene, right? Like, that's a hella gay scene. But that's why it was so good, right? By the way, let me just make a big disclaimer. Right? Let me just make a very big disclaimer here in case anyone who's watching this video and doesn't understand the joke, the inside joke here that we have all established as JoJo fans. When I refer to something as gay in JoJo, in your head, replace that word with amazing. Right? Replace it with amazing. Replace it with, even though I'm a guy, I love this guy character. That's what we mean by gay in the JoJo world. Alright? Gay is amazing. Because it is amazing. Even in the real world, gay is amazing. Right? So, keep that in mind for the rest of this video. Okay? That way, I won't get cancelled. So, yeah. So, in that case, I would say part 2 was definitely more gay than part 3. In my mind, anyway. Again, still amazing. You know, had some great looking characters, and there's some great fucking scenes in there, right? That have been just memed to absolute shit, right? But, you know, I'd say slightly gay. Just slightly gay. Alright. Let's move on now to Diamond is Unbreakable, Part 4. Diamond is Unbreakable, Part 4. Oh, okay. This is also tough for me. I would have to say... Oh, it's tough. From here, it's definitely tough. I personally am going to say more on the gay side with part 4. But if we were to replace it, if we were to take the more on the gay side tab, right, and, like, expand that out, I would say that, like, part 2 is, like, kind of, like, the middle, and part 4 is kind of, like, the top. Like, part 2 is bottom, part 4 is top, right? As in, like, there are so many characters, there are, like, certain characters, in part 4 that are, like, super gay, right? That made me super gay, right? One is obviously, fucking Kishibe Rohan, right? You have guys like Kira Yoshikage, right? Fucking amazing. You know, you have, like, you know, second half Okuyasu, because at first he was kind of, like, annoying and, like, a little bit what the fuck ever. Second half Okuyasu, like second half of part 4 Okuyasu made me hella gay. And then, you know, there are some parts where, like, you know, for example, like, Koichi kind of, like, ruined it for me a little bit. Like, I loved Koichi in the second half, but, like, first half was really difficult to get past Koichi, let's be real. Like, I had a bit of a tough time. I would almost dare say Koichi almost made me drop part 4, which I'm glad I didn't, because if part 4 turned out to be fucking amazing. But, yeah, if it wasn't for Kishibe Rohan, yeah, if it wasn't for, like, Kishibe Rohan and, like, the fact that Kira is literally one of the best fucking villains in any JoJo part, then, yeah, I don't think I would have enjoyed part 4 as much as I did. Also, there's some great, amazing fucking stands, in part 4. as well. Like, you know, Red Hot Chili Peppers is a great fucking stand. Highway Star is an amazing stand. Highway Star is one of the coolest fucking stands in Part 4, and you can't tell me otherwise. All right, and you know, Echoes as well. Like, again, I think that's what made Koichi bearable for me in the end, because Echoes as a stand was just so fucking cool. Right, like Echoes Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, such a fucking cool stand. Right, amazing. So, but in terms of just like an overall part, the overall gayness factor, I'd say it's on par with Part 2. You know. So, there's that. Yeah, fucking, yeah, exactly. I mean, look, like, Chad is already fucking, you know, giving, Echoes, quotes, right? Like, let's kill the whole bitch. Like, fucking amazing quote. It's an amazing quote. And that's not even, like, some people think it's, like, a translation error. It's not. It's literally written in the original manga. That's how fucking amazing it is. It's so good. So, yeah. Bottom line, great characters. A lot of characters that made me go gay. A lot of characters that were gay. But overall, compared to the Part 2, I'd say it's just above Part 4. Oh, sorry, just above Part 2. But not quite in the basically just gay side. Okay. Part 5. I mean, is it even a question? Part 5 is the gayest of the gay. Let's be real. Let's be real here. The reason why this whole inside joke, dare I say this Joe joke, is even around, is because of Part 5. Right? Part 5 made every guy character so beautiful, which made every guy watching JoJo, every guy and girl, every fan of JoJo, hella gay. Like super gay. Right? And that's what made it so good. That's what made it so good. Right? Like, literally, Araki went out of his way, right, to, like, go research, like, top fashion brands for inspirations for the clothes that characters wore in Part 5. If that isn't the gayest thing that Araki has ever done, I don't know what is. Right? You have scenes like the face lick. You have scenes with fucking, you know, the sexual tension between, like, Narancha and fucking fucking Giorno, right? Just the existence of Gold Experience Requiem just made me like, nut in my pants. You know what I mean? So good. It's so good. The characters were amazing. All the villains were great, and the stands were super nice. Right? Like, I could, yeah, Mr. Just Mr. Like, the fact that this man's stand is literally called Sex Pistols. So good. It's so good. Like, and the existence of Diavola. My god. It made me question my sexuality. It was so good. After Part 5 anime, every dude, whenever they would see a fucking JoJo fan with an unsucked cock, they would fucking put on and looking around and being like, I see a dick over there, let me get on that shit. You know, it was love at first sight. All right? It made JoJo fans come together and just fucking bond. Just bond in the most beautiful, amazing way possible. You know what I mean? It's great. It was awesome. That was, dare I say, a community coming together. That was unintentional joke. Coming together. That was a community coming together in the best way possible. You know what I mean? So, Part 5, Golden Wind, gayest of the gay. And dare I say, this next one right here, Part 6, Stone Ocean, right? And it has an anime adaptation as of me making this video, right? I would also say is the gayest of the gay. But for the complete opposite, right? after Araki successfully managed to get every single male anime watcher under his umbrella, he thought to himself, you know what? I'ma do it for the girls too. And he made some of the most beautiful, strong, independent women in all of anime, gave them all outstanding drip, gave them amazing abilities with some of the coolest fucking stands that JoJo has come up with, and said, ladies, now it's your turn. And let's just say, Araki delivered. Alright? Araki fucking delivered. He said, it doesn't matter what you identify as. You can come and watch my show and turn gay. And that's exactly what he did. He gave a little bit, you know, like, so many people think that part 6 was just like, oh, he just did it because, you know, he didn't have enough female characters in JoJo, and, you know, just wanted to, like, experiment with female characters and, you know, try and make it a little more, like, friendlier to the average viewer, being like, look, there's females in this you know, in this anime too. And it's like, no, you don't understand. It's the complete opposite from what you think, right? It's the complete opposite from what you think. There wasn't enough female fans of JoJo at the time. Or I guess maybe there was after part 5, because everyone in part 5 looks absolutely goddamn beautiful, right? But part 6 as well, they're dripped out. And I can tell you the other reason why I know they are dripped out. It's because almost every side character in part 6 is literally named after a fashion brand. I'm not even kidding. Like, think about it. Everyone is named after a fashion brand. So, of course, Araki was on that gay streak. You feel me? Like, what more can I say? Hermes, you literally have a character called Hermes Costello. That is the name of a fashion brand. Poochie is just a misspelling of the word Gucci. Like, and it keeps going. Those aren't the only ones, mind you. There's many more. I just can't think of them off the top of my head. But it's so big brain. It's so big brain. Yeah, Guess. Thank you. See, fucking Guess is fucking just the brand Guess. There's a brand called Guess. Emporio is also a brand name. Emporio Armani. Anasui. Yeah, Anasui is also a fashion brand. They're all named after fashion brands. That's how dripped out Araki is. I think people forget exactly just how dripped out Araki actually is. This man is so dripped out and is so like dedicated to making his show the most gay of gay shows in the most amazing, untouchable way that he literally named a bunch of characters after fashion brands. No one else can do that. And that's why he's the GOAT. That's why he's the GOAT. Right? And look, just personally speaking, right? Because, you know, this is me making the tier list, right? So, this is just my opinion. But, personally speaking, part 6 is one of my favorite parts in the manga. Like, hands down. Right? It has one of my favorite JoJo. Jolene is my favorite JoJo of all the JoJos so far. Unless part 9 JoJo is, you know, manages to fucking one-up Jolene somehow. But part 6 is one of my favorite parts in the manga. The anime was also fucking incredible. I watched it. And, yeah. It's just like, it has some of the coolest fucking characters in it. And the ending is like, you know, although the ending is slightly controversial, and I won't spoil it for those of you who haven't seen it or read it, but, you know, as controversial as the ending is, I thought it was a really cool ending, and it was really fucking bold of Araki to do. So, I respect that in many fronts. I respect that in many fronts. And, yeah. It was great. Loved it. So, with my personal list, I'd say, Part 6, Guess of the Gays, up there with Part 5. Which then leaves us on to... Then this is where the anime-only watchers will fall out here and will not really have an opinion on is part 7, Steel Ball Run. And Steel Ball Run, I'm going to put as... I'm going to put as more on the gay side. And here's why. Okay? Part 7, Steel Ball Run, is my second favorite. Okay? After part 6, part 7 is my favorite. In fact, depending on the day, right? Depending on the day, sometimes part 7 is my favorite. But let me remind you once again, ladies and gentlemen, what this tier list is. This is not a best to the worst JoJo part tier list, right? This is parts in terms of its gayness. Okay? We have to remember this. And with part 7, I think he kind of toned down the gayness. Wouldn't you say? For those of you who read part 7, you'd understand. But, you know, obviously anime-only watchers won't get this because it hasn't been animated yet. Right? He toned down the gayness. I think. Anyway. I think he toned down the gayness. Because I feel part 7 is, like, really the one part that, like, you know how the show is called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, right? Part 7, I feel. Part 7 is, I think, the one part that really utilized the word adventure in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, because part 7 is a fucking adventure. It is literally a horse race from, I think, what was it? It's like from LA to New York, right? And like a bunch of stand users and everything and all that kind of stuff. I'm obviously not going to spoil it, right? But it's like an adventure, right? And I think like the battles are fantastic. The stands are so cool. The side characters really dope as well. But if I'm being honest here, it has one of the weakest JoJos of any part, right? Johnny is like fucking useless for 2/3 of this fucking series, right? The only reason why people love part 7 is because of Gyro. Let's be real. If Gyro wasn't that side character that was supporting Johnny, then no one would give a shit. I'm just being straight up. You don't want to admit it. You guys don't want to admit it. Johnny is great overall because of how it ends, right? But if you've read the manga, you would know. First half Johnny is fucking useless. In like a really frustrating way. You know what I mean? He's frustrating at first, which you can argue, right? Which you can argue is great character development, right? That's just good character writing, which it is, right? Because he made Johnny out to be this like the dude literally can't walk, right? For those of you who haven't read part 7, the JoJo of part 7 literally can't walk. He's in a wheelchair, right? And they put him on horseback and go through the whole adventure thing, right? So for a while he's like physically and also like emotionally not up to the challenge. He's not up to the moment, right? But then after going through and going out with Gyro Zeppeli, after going out with Gyro, facing all of these abilities, right, facing all these stand users and all that kind of stuff, and kind of discovering his own abilities, it then his disabilities. It doesn't matter at the end, right? Like he develops amazing fucking stand powers. And he utilizes that in the most badass ways, right? It's great. It's a great build up. But there's like one scene I can remember from part 7 that alludes to any gayness, right? And I'll say it on stream here because it's not exactly a spoiler. There's only one scene I remember that alludes to any gayness, and that's the scene where Johnny and Gyro, I think they like share a tent or something, and they like sleep in it. That's like the only scene I can remember that is like remotely gay, right? It's the only scene I can remember that's like even remotely gay. Everything else is badass as fuck, right? It's badass. But it doesn't have that like gayness factor. But at the same time, all right? But at the same time, I put it on more on the gay side because there are a lot of beautiful characters in JoJo Part 7, right? I mean, Gyro Zeppeli is like the man that every man strives to be like. Every dude who read Part 7 wishes they were Gyro Zeppeli, right? You have side characters like Mountain Tim as well. I think that was his name, Mountain Tim, right? Incredible side character. Really fucking cool. Just a cool fucking cowboy with a great like swagger. Like that man is like Sigma male grind set in Part 7, right? And then you have Funny Valentine, which, first half Funny Valentine is a little bit like, okay, hello there, you're a little bit weird. But then Funny Valentine somehow achieves one of the like biggest glow-ups in all of manga and turns into this like fucking like second half Final Fantasy VI Kefka Angel levels of like, oh my god, you look beautiful. You know what I mean? Like he's like, holy shit, you like it's like aspirations versus reality. You feel me? And it's like, that whole thing, right? So, and then of course you have, Diego, Diego Brando, who, is beautiful until he turns into a dinosaur. So I'm not really gay for dinosaurs personally. So I don't know how I would, compare that or anything. But, and then you have, Jesus, who I'm not exactly gay for either. I apologize, Christians. I'm just personally not really, I'm not gay for the J-Man. So, there's that as well. By the way, for people who are saying spoilers, trust me, it's not a spoiler, because JoJo is that one series where I could give you a bunch of information and it won't matter, because you won't understand what's going on. I could give you like an entire scene of what happens and you'll be like, okay, yeah, I guess that's what happens, whatever. It's not a spoiler. It's like literally, there's so much shit that happens in JoJo, it's literally impossible to spoil it unless you are explaining it from start to finish. So, it's not a spoiler. I know what constitutes as a spoiler in Part 7. There are a bunch of things that I could say that would spoil Part 7, but I'm obviously not going to. I'm just giving you guys things that happen in Part 7 that is not a spoiler. It's just some weird shit that happens. Alright? But that's how amazing Part 7 is. So, yes, Part 7, fucking amazing. But, in terms of the gayness, I'd say it's on par with Part 4. But, enough of Part 7. Let's talk about Part 8, which is the newest part, JoJolion, which I actually just finished reading not too long ago. And I would put it as basically just gay. I would put JoJolion as basically just gay. The fact that fucking Higashikata Josuke is like literally first chapter of JoJolion is like, oh, I have 4 testicles. You can't get any gayer than that. You can't get any gayer than 4 testicles. I'm just sorry. This man literally starts off with a D's nuts joke in the first chapter of JoJolion. And it's amazing. I literally had to double take when I read that. I was like, what? What? Did this man just comment on the fact that he has 4 testicles and 2 tongues? I was like, Araki, this is... I was sweating in my chair. I was like, Araki, this is chapter 1, bro. Why you gotta get me all hot and bothered already? Am I about to be like... Am I actually about to be converted with this fucking part? And, this, and again, Jojolion, I feel, really, I think, is like a spiritual successor of Part 5 and Part 6 in terms of character designs and art style, because, my god, Part 8 characters look, gorgeous. Part 8 characters look fucking gorgeous. Like, Araki somehow levels up once again. He levels up once again in Part 8. I don't know how he does. I don't know, like everybody thought Part 5 and Part 6, and especially Part 7, was, like, the peak of this man's, like, artistic, like, talent. And he was like, I don't think so. Here's Part 8. And, oh yeah, of course, and, how could I forget? The stand names of Part 8. For example, Higashikata Josuke, who is the Part 8 protagonist, a different Higashikata Josuke to Part 4, mind you. His stand name is Soft and Wet. That's gay. That's hella gay. And I love it. I love it. It's an amazing fucking stand name. His stand name is literally Soft and Wet, which is the polar opposite to what I was when reading Jojolion. Let's be real. I was hard and wet. Alright? And then you have other stands like fucking Doggy Style, named after the Snoop Dogg album, which is a really fucking cool stand, by the way. Regardless of its name. Like, even Soft and Wet. Like, Soft and Wet, weird-ass stand name, don't get me wrong, but really fucking cool stand. Like, really dope stand. So, just that is, like, immediately, like, amazing. I love it. Fucking amazing, amazing stand name. So, yeah. There you go. That's the end of that. Considering that Part 9, JoJo Lands, has not actually officially come out yet as of this video. There you go. That was my JoJo parts based on how gay they are tier list. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with my choices, and please don't cancel me over this. I'm not the one that made this tier list. Trust me. I just found it on tiermaker.com, alright? So please don't cancel me for this shit. But yeah, bottom line, read JoJo. Watch JoJo. It's an amazing show. And Part 9, I'm pumped as fucked for. So please join us. Please join us. Please come together. Come together. Come together into the JoJo community. It's great in here. It's warm in here. It's soft and wet in here. You'll love it. Oh my god. Alright, well, there you go. That's a video for you. Oh god. I'm gonna get fucking cancelled for that. That's some content. Oh my god. That was some S tier content I just made. Holy shit. Yo, Evan, thanks for the raid, dude. And look it up with the 44 months. How's it going, brother? Hope all is well. I'm doing fantastic, mate. Thanks for the 44 months. Appreciate that, man. Puffyon, thank you for the 4 months. Or 5 months, actually. Holy shit. Alucard with the 8 months. Appreciate ya. Excuse me. Spooky with the 359. Hey Joey, me and some friends are going to Japan for 3 weeks next year. We wanted to visit each major city. How important it is to develop fluent reading in the language. Current on the basics of Duolingo in German and Hiragana would be awesome. Thanks. Yeah. I mean, it's fluent reading. I guess not so much because there's a lot of English out there. Especially in the major cities, so I don't think you'll have too much of a problem. But, you know, doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt to, you know... It absolutely does not hurt to develop those skills. Thanks for the 359, dude. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get Legend of Arceus. It comes out in like 2 days, so I'll probably play it this weekend on stream. I've avoided looking at any like reviews or anything like that. I'm just like, cool, new Pokemon game, kind of looks like Breath of the Wild. Let's just play it and see if it's good. So we'll see how it goes, I guess. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, it's the 28th, I believe, right? Is when Arceus comes out. Pokemon game tier list. Oh yeah, do they have any Pokemon tier lists? Let's see. I want to find some of the weirder Pokemon tier lists. Hold on, character. Is there a Pokemon category? Oops. Let's see. Oh, there's a Japan category. Let's see. Uma Musume Musume. Let's see. Most of these are just like... Most of these are just like anime tier lists, aren't they? There's a whole live EN tier list. Seiyu tier list? Let's see. What the fuck is that? One's just a gorilla. Let's see. Kanji tier list part 1. Oh my god. Any of these look good? Half of these aren't even Japanese. Why are they in the Japan category? Who's that? It says Japanese artist. Who the fuck's that? Let's see. What do you think's good, chat? What do you think's good? I am gay. What is this? What the fuck? Oh my god, dude. This site's tripping. I don't know what that is. I'm not even gonna bother with that. Best city pop artists? Who is there? Oh, I don't know half these people. Shit. Well, there's Yamashita Tatsuro there with Right on Time. And Plastic Memory, obviously. Which I... Well, not Plastic Memory, sorry, Plastic Love. Which I also have. Haha. Yeah, well, hold on, let's look at music, maybe. Let's do music. Music, let's see. I know a lot about music, so let's do music. Oh, there's metal. So there's no music? There's no music category. Wow. Really? Or is it like way too like... Is it way too general? There is? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Never mind, I'm an idiot. Got it. Okay, let's see. Rappers in 2021. Musical artist stand list? What? What are these? Rappers in 2021 is the best. Or is the most, Oh my, wow, there's a lot. Holy shit, there's a lot. There is a lot. See, look, this tier list actually did it correct because they fucking put the names, right? In case you don't know their names, right? Or you don't recognize their faces. I mean, we could do this one if we want. I only know so many of them, but... Let's see. Rock bands. Pink Floyd albums. Radiohead albums. What should we do? What should we do? Anything that suits your fancy here? Radiohead albums? I mean, we could do Radiohead albums. I've listened to all of these. I mean, it's more the question of how many people in this chat know enough about Radiohead. That's more of the question I want to ask. All S tier? No, that's a fucking lie. I'm sorry. I love Radiohead, but not all of them are an S tier, dude. You're a fake fan if you think all the Radiohead albums are an S tier. I'm sorry. You know nothing? Well, Radiohead is a fantastic band. It's one of my favorite bands of all time. So I think as a fan of Radiohead, as a big fan of Radiohead, I would have to. Okay, let's do this. You know what? Let's do this. Let's do Radiohead albums tier list. One of my favorite bands. I own almost all of their albums. Fucking fantastic band. Please go check them out if you've never heard of them. You would have at least have to have heard one song, right? Like, and that one song is probably Creep, which is the one Radiohead song that everyone knows, right? One song that everyone knows is Creep, right? Look it up if you've never heard of it. You've definitely heard of it. If you've watched, if you're an anime fan and you've watched Ergo Proxy, the ending song to Ergo Proxy is a Radiohead song called Paranoid Android off the OK Computer album. Great fucking song. Cool ending. Yeah, so I guess we will go and do this. Again, didn't order it in the order that it came out in for some reason. What is this? Why this order? I don't know. It should be Pablo Honey, the band's OK Computer, Kid A. Yeah. OK Computer, Kid A, Hail to the Thief, Amnesiac, In Rainbows, King of Limbs, Moonshaped Pool, I believe. That is the order, if I remember correctly. I don't remember if Kid A came first or if Hail to the Thief came first. It might be the other way around, actually. I don't remember. Amnesiac goes first? Oh no, it's Kid A, Amnesiac, Hail to the Thief. Okay, I apologize. I was like, what? Kid A came okay, sorry. Yeah, Kid A, yeah, OK Computer, Kid A, Amnesiac, Hail to the Thief, In Rainbows, King of Limbs, Moonshaped Pool. Okay. I was close. So I guess we can go in that order. Let's start with the first album, Pablo Honey. Still alright, in my opinion. Still alright. I'm not gonna say let's forget this exists. I think it's just okay. It's just alright. Because there's a couple of good songs on Pablo Honey. There's a couple of good songs. Fucking Creep is still a pretty cool song. Anyone Can Play Guitar is still a pretty fucking cool song. There's some like solid songs on this album. It's just they had better albums. They definitely had better albums. Like as a 90s alt rock album, I think Pablo Honey was fine. It's a good album. But not it's good but not Radiohead good. You know what I mean? It's good but not Radiohead good. Next is The Bends. I'd say it's near perfect. It's in terms of it's got way more bangers, way better songs on it. Again, not amazing. Some songs are kind of meh, but like, there are a lot of good songs on that album. You know, like My Iron Lung is a fucking amazing song. You know, High and Dry is an amazing song. Fake Plastic Trees is a really lovely song. Just is a great song. Bulletproof is a great song. So yeah, also great. After that is OK Computer. I mean, that's a perfect album. I don't care what anyone says. People can say, oh, it's fucking overrated. It's a perfect album. No question. There isn't a single song on OK Computer that I can't listen to 10, 20, 30 times over. Like, this is the album that made Radiohead Radiohead. It's great. It's beautiful. It's a 10 out of 10 album, in my opinion. All right? It's perfect. What came after that again? Kid A, right? Kid A. Oh, Kid A. I'm with Kid A, I'm battling between two different tiers. Because it really depends on my day. It depends on the day I listen to it. Because some days I listen to it and it's this tier, and then some days it's like this tier. But, oh god, overall, I think it's perfect. Some days there are like some songs where I'm just like, I don't really want to like sit through it. You know, like fucking Tree Fingers is like, it's whatever. It's like it's a good ambient track, but it's not like necessary on the album. And you know, Morning Bell is like just, you know, it's just it's a good song. It's a good song. But sometimes I'm just like, okay, I just want to hear motion picture soundtrack and just be done with the album, you know what I mean? So yeah. But the best song on that album, best song is Everything in Its Right Place, the opener. Is like the most amazing fucking opening song to a Radiohead album. Idiotech is fucking great. Motion picture soundtrack is great. How to Disappear Completely is great. National Anthem, I'm kind of on and off with. Some days I think it's amazing. Some days I'm just like, whatever. But still, overall, as an album package, Kid A is pretty fucking cool. Kid A is pretty great. I love it. Great album. Very weird. This is not, if you've never heard of Radiohead, do not start with Kid A. Don't start with Kid A. That's all. That's my word of advice to anyone watching this video who has never listened to Radiohead in their life. Don't start with Kid A, because you might be thrown off from. Kid A is like for the experienced Radiohead listener, in my opinion. If you want to get started on Radiohead, I'd say start with either The Bends or OK Computer. I think that's like a good, like, leverage way. A lot of people say like, oh, you know, start off with Pablo Honey, right? Because it's the most like normal album they've ever made. But like, the thing is, Pablo Honey was just so much more different than anything Radiohead did after that it's like listening to two different bands, you know? Whereas like, I feel like The Bends, for example, is like the perfect transition from basic ass Pablo Honey to like fully realized Radiohead. You know what I mean? It's a good album. It's a good alt rock album, but it's not Radiohead. It's not modern day Radiohead. You know what I mean? So like, I would personally, if you've never listened to Radiohead, I would start with The Bends or OK Computer. And there's one more album actually, which I'll get onto, which could also be a good starting point. But anyway, after that is, I think, Amnesiac, right? Amnesiac. Let me actually pull up the song list of Amnesiac, because I don't actually remember which songs are on Amnesiac. Give me a sec. I always forget which songs are on Amnesiac and which are on, oh, okay, yeah. Okay. I would say Amnesiac is less perfect. Yeah. There are some songs on Amnesiac that I don't really care about. But then there are other songs that are just like way too good for that album. Like Pyramid Song is one of the most fucking beautiful Radiohead songs ever made, in my opinion. And fucking Life in a Glass House is also really beautiful. Knives Out is also a really good song. But then like Packed Like Sardines in a Crushed Tin Box is just like cool, I guess. It's like whatever. and you know, like Spinning Plates and stuff like that is kind of just like it's like, all right, you're getting a little experimental, Tom. I respect that, but you know, it's kind of just like, it's like weird, but it's not exactly like, you know, whatever. It's not exactly like, whoa, you know, it's pretty fucking crazy, or what a genius type of thing, right? So yeah, I'd say some days I really enjoy it, and again, there's a couple of songs on there which I think are like some of my favorite Radiohead. Like Pyramid Song is like one of my favorite Radiohead songs. It's amazing. I have a lot of favorite Radiohead songs, but I would say like if it wasn't for Pyramid Song, on this album, I think it would be like almost on the same level as Pablo Honey. But that's just me, of course. That's just me. Next is In Rainbows. And I was saying earlier in the video, if there is another album that you should start listening to Radiohead in, the third one is In Rainbows. Oh, sorry, Hail to the Thief. My bad. Let's do Hail to the Thief. Sorry. I almost got ahead of myself here. I was looking forward to talking about In Rainbows. Hail to the Thief. Okay, let's talk about Hail to the Thief. Sorry, because that's the next one. It's amazing that like Hail to the Thief I just forget about. Hail to the Thief is. Let me also bring up the song list for Hail to the Thief. I remember it being a really fucking long album. Oh yeah. I would also put this in less perfect. Again, exactly like Amnesiac, where there is absolutely amazing albums. Absolutely amazing songs. Yo, Pro ZD. Holy shit. Thanks for the raid, dude. I love your shit, by the way. You're fucking awesome. Thanks for the raid, dude. Hello, everyone. We're doing a Radiohead tier list right now. Welcome. Hello, everyone. Appreciate you for coming along. If you're a fan of Radiohead, rejoice. I am talking about Radiohead albums. If you're not a fan of Radiohead or you've never heard of a Radiohead, go listen to them. They're great. Also, stick around for recommendation. But yeah, thanks for the raid, dude. Appreciate that. What was I saying? Yeah, so Hail to the Thief. We're talking about Hail to the Thief. Hail to the Thief, I put in less perfect because, in my opinion, it is very much similar to Amnesiac in the sense that there are some great fucking songs on Hail to the Thief, and then there are other songs which are kind of just like, oh yeah, that song existed, type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at the list now, and I'm remembering which ones I enjoyed and which ones I didn't like. Okay, 2 + 2 = 5. Like, probably also, like, #1 contestant for, like, the best opening song to a Radiohead song, right? Like, I was saying earlier that, like, Everything in Its Right Place is, like, the best song on the album, but, the best opening song to an album, but 2 + 2 = 5 is, like, that song hits fucking hard, dude. That song hits hard. And then, I really like, songs like We Suck Young Blood. Like, it's, like, it's really slow and, like, kind of, like, groovy. But, I don't know, there's something about that song I really like. And, like, even songs like I Will. is like I love the fucking how like kind of slow and like drony and like moody it is. A Punch Up at a Wedding, also great fucking song. And A Wolf at the Door is like one of the coolest fucking like performative songs from Tom York, in my opinion. And They're There as well. They're There is also a good song. So like again, it's a lot like Amnesiac, where like some songs I think are fucking dope, and then other songs I'm just like, oh yeah, that kind of exists, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's my opinions on Hail to the Thief. But next one is In Rainbows, and as I was saying earlier, before I remembered that Hail to the Thief was an album, that if I were to recommend a Radiohead song to anyone who's never listened to a Radiohead song, then I would recommend The Bends, or OK Computer, or In Rainbows, because I think it's a perfect album. Every song on In Rainbows is amazing. There is not a single song on this album that is a dud, right? From start to fucking finish. Every song on this album is perfect. All right? It's such a good fucking album. It's such a good album. Jigsaw Falling Into Place, 15 Step, Nude is, oh fuck, dude, Nude is like such a beautiful song. Videotape, beautiful song. Faust Arp is like a really cool acoustic number. Fuck, there's so many good songs. I don't remember all the songs. Weird Fishes, fucking Weird Fishes. How could I forget Weird Fishes? That's one of the coolest songs on the album. Weird Fishes is the coolest fucking coolest song on the album. So, yeah. I would say In Rainbows, bangers after bangers after bangers after bangers. Nothing but bangers on In Rainbows. And it's a really fucking cool album cover as well. You gotta admit, that's a fucking cool album cover. So, Radiohead, In Rainbows, perfect album. Now, next album. The King of Limbs. The King of Limbs. So, I feel like, I don't know if this is going to be a controversial take, because I don't know what the general consensus of The King of Limbs is. But, I'm going to put it on Still Alright. I debated about whether I should put it on Let's Forget About This album, the bottom tier, but it's like, I don't know. There's like one or two songs on this album which I actually think are like kind of alright. Right? Like, Lotus Flower is easily my favorite song on the album. I would argue it's the only good song on the album. It's the only banger on the album, right? But, like, Bloom is also a good song. It's just I've heard different versions of Bloom that are just better than this album version. Yeah. So, like, you know, like, there are some, like, overall as an album experience, it's definitely not my favorite. But, like, Lotus Flower is just, like, a really fucking good song. I don't know what it is. There's something about Lotus Flower that is, like, single-handedly saving The King of Limbs for me. If Lotus Flower was not on The King of Limbs, it would be like a let's forget about this album. Like, let's forget this ever existed type of album. You feel me? So, I think just purely from the fact that Lotus Flower is such a good song, I'm putting it, like, in the Still Alright category. So, yeah, I don't know if that's a controversial take or not. I really don't know. Because of course, the general consensus of The King of Limbs is that it's one of Radiohead's worst albums, and in my opinion, it is. It is one of Radiohead's worst albums. I think it's even worse than Pablo Honey, to be honest, even though Pablo Honey gets a lot of shit. Pablo Honey gets a lot of shit because of how, like, normie it is, right? And how different it is. But, you know, as an album experience, I think I had more enjoyment with Pablo Honey than I did with King of Limbs. But it wasn't to the point where it was like, this album is disgusting, I don't want anything to do with it, I wish it never existed levels, right? Like, there are still a couple of good songs on there, but definitely nowhere near as strong as any of the albums that came prior, right? Like, you know, if I could only listen to King of, like, you know, in my mind, King of Limbs is the last album I will listen to of Radiohead. Last album, right? So there's that. And so finally, we have their latest album, and by latest I think it came out in, like, what, 2018 or something? 2016. Oh my god, it was already 6 years ago Moonshaped Pool came out? Holy shit. I thought it was like 2018. My god. Moonshaped Pool for me is... Oh, it's so tough. Again, it depends on how I feel. I'm going to say near perfect. Not perfect, in my opinion. Not perfect, but pretty fucking damn close to being perfect. Obviously, you know, Burn the Witch, Daydreaming, True Love Waits, you know, Desert Disc, Glass Eyes, Identikit, all great songs. All great songs. But, like, I don't know. It's like, there are a couple of songs on here that just kind of, like, I think it's because the entire album, like, really does, like, blend into, like, one mood, in my opinion, that some songs I almost forget even exist on this album, you know what I mean? Like, you know, for example, like, you look at albums like OK Computer and Kid A and In Rainbows, where, like, yes, it does, they all fit, like, a certain theme or, like, certain, like, drive, right? But each song is very, you know, strongly, like, structured, you know what I mean? Like, each song really sticks out on its own and, like, helps alleviate all the other songs, you know what I mean? But Moonshaped Pool for me is like, there are, and you know, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of songs on Moonshaped Pool that also do the same thing, right? Like, again, Daydreaming, you know, Burn the Witch, True Love Waits, all amazing songs on their own. But, like, every now and then you'll find some songs on here that kind of just, like, fade in from one song and out into the next song without you even realizing, right? Like, you know, I can clearly remember how songs like Burn the Witch and Daydreaming go. But, for example, like Tinker Tailor, that song, I forget, I know I've listened to this album multiple times, but it's like, and like The Numbers, for example, is like, there's just a couple of songs in here where I'm like, wait, how does that song go again? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure if I listen to it, I'd be like, oh, this is a great song. But it's not like, it's not sticky. It's not memorable. It's not as memorable as some of the other songs on this album, and some of, you know, and all the other, like, perfect albums on this tier list. So I'd say, yeah. So I'd say, for me, Moonshaped Pool, great fucking album, but not perfect. Not perfect. Still a fucking fantastic album. Not perfect. So there you go. So there you go. That was my Radiohead album tier list. Let me know what you think. If you're a Radiohead fan, such as myself, give me your thoughts down in the comments. If you've never listened to Radiohead, my recommendation is listen to the top 3. Well, actually, I'd say listen to the top 3 albums on the perfect. Maybe don't start off with Kid A. Don't start off with Kid A. I'd say start off, in my opinion, if you've never listened to Radiohead, start off with either The Bends or OK Computer or In Rainbows. I'd say those three I'd say are a good starting point. If you really want to get like the true Radiohead experience. And then if you end up enjoying albums like the band's OK Computer and In Rainbows, then you can start with like A Moon-Shaped Pool, Kid A, Hail to the Thief, Amnesiac, because these are the more weirder ones. If you want to listen, and if you want to be like a super fan and listen to everything, then you can go back and listen to Pablo Honey, and God forbid, if you've really run out of music to listen to King of Limbs. But I'm telling you, like, there are some like Tom York solo records that are better than the King of Limbs, in my opinion. So I'd rather you just go listen to that, to be honest. But yeah, that's my recommendations for you to be a certified Radiohead fan. I would go ahead and do that. Yeah. Overall though, I fucking love Radiohead. Great band. One of my favorite bands of all time. And yeah, hopefully this tier list will have gotten at least some of you newer fans to perhaps check them out and give them some more love. Hell yeah. Cool. Yeah. So that's that. That's probably gonna be like the first like music dedicated fucking video on my channel. Do a music genres tier list? Is there even one? Music genres is so hard though, because there's so many like different discrepancies between music genres. Oh man, like see like all of these are like different. It's hard, dude. Tool? You want me to do Tool? Do they even have one for Tool? Oh yeah, Tool albums. Oh yeah. Well, I could do Tool. It's pretty easy. And again, another favorite band of mine. I mean, they only have 6 albums. And, I mean, Opiate's a fucking live album, so... It'll take like 5 minutes. Alright, sure. Alright. Next up is another favorite artist of mine, Tool. Great metal band. One of the greatest contemporary metal bands ever, in my opinion. I'm calling them contemporary because, you know, they weren't exactly the ones that, like, founded metal or anything. You know, that would go to bands like Black Sabbath and whatnot. If you want to be very technical, technically the first ever metal song ever written is Helter Skelter by the Beatles, but, you know, that's just getting too fucking into it. But Tool is a great fucking band. Amazing music, very spiritual music, music that really, as cliche as this is gonna fucking sound, Tool's music really makes you feel. It really makes you feel. It really makes you reflect on yourself. You know what I mean? It really, like, especially Maynard James Keenan's lyrics, right? Like, Tool is one of those bands where you can enjoy the music without listening to the lyrics at all. Like, honestly, like, it's because there's just such good composers that, like, even just listening to the music is amazing. And you'll have a fucking, like, especially on a good pair of headphones or through some good speakers, fucking amazing experience you'll have. It's not even listening, it's an experience, right? But then, if you're feeling a little more adventurous, you can read into Maynard James Keenan, the lead singer's lyrics. And his lyrics are so fucking, like, oh my god. His lyrics are so profound. Like, one of my favorite lines, like, one of my favorite lyrics of all time, of any song I've ever listened to, comes from a Tool song. And I'll get to that, when we get to that album. But, because it's just, like, it is, like, again, as cliche as this is gonna fucking sound, it is, like, it's poetic. It is fucking poetic. Hooker with a Penis lyrics are great. I mean, yeah, I wasn't referring to that song. As good as those lyrics are, and as good of a song as that is. Not exactly, doesn't exactly have lyrics I live towards, you know what I mean? But, yeah, so I guess, if you've never listened to Tool, they are basically a metal band. But when I say metal band, that's very, I feel that's like generalizing Tool a little too much. Because Tool is definitely a lot more than just a metal band. They really are kind of just like a genre of their own. You know, you can label them as like psychedelic metal, progressive metal. You know, some songs even, you know, kind of trudge on the category of like doom metal and sludge metal, especially some of their earlier stuff. Art rock, you know, art metal. Honestly, there's like it's hard to label them into one genre. Let's just say that. It's very hard to label them into just one genre. So, you know, definitely a good band. If you enjoy your metal, if you enjoy your metal music, if you enjoy your deep metal music, and you know, when I say metal music, for you metal for you metal noobs out there, when I say metal music, I don't mean there's no like real screams or like, you know, growls or anything like that. When Maynard does scream, it's not like the fucking like, it's not like a pig squeal or like, you know, like the like type of screams. It's like a yell. You know what I mean? It's not like your typical metal scream. It's like a yell. It's like a wail or like a fuck. How do you describe that? How do you describe that? It's just good vocals. It's good vocals. You know what I mean? It's great. It's amazing. So you know, if you're not into the whole like screamo shit, don't worry. Tool is not screamo or anything like that. It's a lot more mellow and progressive, and really like, it's the kind of music that kind of like grows and develops kind of thing. So yeah, if you like that, then you're gonna love Tool. Trust me. But the album order, the order of the album goes 1996, I think. Undertow. Then you have Opiate, which is a live album. And then you have Onima. And then you have Lateralis. And then you have 10,000 Days. And then 12 years later, they came... Oh, actually, no, it was like 15 years later. 15 years later, they came out with their latest album, Fear Inoculum. So... Yeah. So there you go. Oh, actually, no. What am I saying? Sorry. Got that wrong. Opiate... Sorry, I was confusing Opiate with Salival. Opiate is their first EP. And then it's Undertow. And then after Undertow, they released a live album called Salival, which is not on this list for some reason, which I don't know why, because it's a fucking fantastic album. Yeah, so it's Opiate, Undertow, Onima, Lateralis, 10,000 Days, Fear Inoculum. So yeah, I guess we'll go in that order. Starting off with Opiate. Opiate, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with Opiate. I'm probably going to put Opiate... God. Okay, to be fair, I haven't listened to Opiate in a while. It's not... Yeah, I haven't listened to Opiate in a while. And because, again, it's like... It's definitely like, it's pre-Tool. You know what I mean? Like, this is Tool before they, like, really developed their style. Still a solid album, but, like, not the Tool that everyone's, like, come to, like, know and love. So I would probably put in, like, either a B or a C tier. Oh, God. I would almost put it in a C tier. Just because it's, like... It's very rough around the edges. Very crude. Yeah. So I'd probably put it in a C tier. I don't think it's aged very well, especially compared to some of the later albums. But it's not a horrible album. Let's just say that. It's definitely not a horrible album. It's a solid album. But not, again, a lot like Pablo Honey. There's some solid songs on it, there's some solid sounds on it, but it's not exactly the Tool that we later came to know, you know what I mean? And again, I can't really say a whole lot about Opiate just because it's not really an album that I remember a lot. I haven't really, it's probably my least listened to album when it comes to Tool. So just leave it at that. Next one is Undertow, their first full-length album. This is a fantastic album. Love it. This is before Justin Chancellor joined the band. For this album, they had a bassist called Paul D'Amour, who's also a great bassist. But Justin Chancellor later joined in Onima, which is the next album, and then it became like the Tool sound that everyone knows and loves. But I'm probably gonna put Undertow in the A tier, just because it's like, it's so raw, and it's so like guttural, and it's like Maynard sounds so like young and fit on this album, like really fucking good songs on Undertow. Prison Sex, Undertow, the sound, Undertow, the song Flood is like one of the most underrated Tool songs in my opinion, like ever, especially on this album. And one of my favorite screams of any Tool song comes from this album, and that's the final scream on the song Bottom. Like for those of you who listen to that song, you'll know. Like that last scream on Bottom is like every time I listen to it is like, yeah, you know what I mean? It just makes me like stand up and go, woo! Like that song is just like, it's so fucking blood pumping. It's like, oh, it's so visceral, dude. It's such a good song. And of course, you know, like Sober is a great song. The live version of Sober is also great. Yeah. It's really good. It's a really good album. Definitely not as like psychedelic, I would say, as like some of Tool's later albums, but it's just like a really solid progressive metal album that has aged wonderfully well. I think it's aged perfectly well, in my opinion. So yeah, Undertow, great album, A tier. Next up we have is Onima. Onima, also a really good album. A lot of really good songs on it. And again, this is like, it depends on my day for me. But I'm probably gonna have to put it in S tier, just because it's fantastic. I think Onima is a fucking fantastic album. Again, this is the first album that had Justin Chancellor on bass, and Justin Chancellor has this like he's a really cool, if you strive to play bass, okay? If you strive to play bass and you want to be like a good bass player, please listen to this album or like any album that has Justin Chancellor on it. Because Justin Chancellor is one of the most badass fucking bass players in all of metal, in my opinion, because he plays the bass like a guitar. And I don't know how he does it, and I don't know how he like gets that quality in the bass, but like, you know, some songs on here on Onima are just like, have some of the coolest fucking bass riffs ever. It's so fucking dope. Of course, I'm not saying he's like the greatest bassist ever or anything like that, but you know, like, you gotta admit, like, if you've listened to the Onima album, my god, some of those bass riffs are just incredible. You know, like, listen to, like, oh my god, like, 46 and 2 is so fucking dope. It is such a dope-ass fucking song. It is such a dope-ass song. The bass riff on 46 and 2, dope song. Onima, the title song, the album title song, also amazing. Fucking Push It. Oh my god, like Push It is probably my favorite song on this album. And the Salival, the live Salival version is like just as amazing, if not more. And then, you know, you have like hard-hitting bangers like Hooker with a Penis. Great song. It's basically a song telling of Maynard James Keenan getting pissed off at like a fan and telling him to fuck off because he was a dickhead. I love that. H is also a really good song. H is fucking great song. The I don't mind, like that part is so good. Jimmy is also a really good song. Really good song. And one of the most like one of the most experimental Tool songs ever is Third Eye, and that song is a fucking trip, dude. That song is whoa. That song is a trip. Like every time I listen to Third Eye, it's just like how is this song real? Like how is this song real? It's insane. You've almost named every song? Well, yeah, because it's an S-tier album. Every song is fantastic, I'm telling you. I listed almost every song because basically every song is amazing. That's why it's on the S-tier. But Third Eye is, whew, that's an intense song. But I love it. Fucking fantastic. So I would say, yeah, S-tier. And in terms of like the flow of the song as well, because there's a lot of like, on this album, there's a lot of like small, like 1 minute or less than 1 minute, like kind of what I like to call like connecting songs, where like it's kind of just like this like small like musical segment that like kind of connects one song from another, or like interludes. Yeah, I guess interludes is the correct word for it. Yeah, there's a few interludes on this song that like kind of connect songs from one another, and you know they're all great as well. The interludes are cool because it kind of gives the album like a flow. And, you know, like, a lot of people, you know, when first discovering Tool, especially before they released Fear Inoculum, because before Fear Inoculum, fun fact, before Fear Inoculum, Tool's music was actually unavailable to listen to on things like Apple Music and Spotify and stuff like that, and, like, streaming platforms. Like, the only way you could listen to Tool legally, was from buying the albums. And the reason why, and that was intentional by the band, especially Maynard James Keenan, because he said once in an interview that the reason why he didn't want to put Tool songs on streaming platforms for the longest time, they're there now, but before they weren't, and they were like really late to the game. The reason why they didn't want to put it on streaming platforms is because streaming platforms are built in a way where it's more on like a song by song basis, right? Like, you know, you could like pick a song from one artist, pick a song from another artist, and create like your own playlist, right? And you can pick and choose songs in different orders. But Maynard James Keenan said in an interview that he thought that would take away from what made the Tool album experience great, right? Because a lot of Tool's albums are made in an album cycle, which means that you have to listen to, the best way to experience Tool is to listen to it from the beginning of the album to the end of the album in the order that it was intended. And just like listen to that as one whole package and not just like one song at a time. Which, you know, I think is pretty fucking cool. That's like a really respectable thing to do in my opinion, right? So yeah, so that's I mean, obviously now it's like, you know, different. Now you can listen to it on Spotify, iTunes, all that kind of shit, right? But yeah, there's that. But yeah, as an album experience, I think Anima is fantastic. So there you go. All right. I mean, this video is going to be short because there's only 3 albums left. So next one is Lateralis. Lateralis is also like fucking incredible. Don't know what to say. I'm just gonna put it in the S tier because it is an S tier. Again, every song on that album is fucking incredible. The Grudge, again, has one of the greatest screams in all of music, in my opinion. Maynard James Keenan literally holds a scream for like 25 seconds. I'm not even kidding. If you've never listened to The Grudge, please listen to it. He literally holds a single scream for 25 seconds. It's amazing. It's powerful as fuck. Like, I love how so many people think that when the first time they listen to The Grudge and they get to the scream, so many people think that, like, oh, it must be edited. But there's literal footage of Manny James Keenan back in the day doing the scream on stage. So it's not like that guy's like fucking lung capacity is like insane. Like, you could throw him out into space and he'd probably survive just by holding his breath. Let's be real. So there's that. And then you have songs like The Patient, beautiful song, and then one of the coolest bass riffs ever is from Schism. Amazing song. Like one of the coolest fucking bass riffs in all of music. Great song. Parabola as well. Fucking amazing. Ticks and Leeches makes it puts every drummer to shame because Danny Carey's a fucking octopus on that song. And Lateralis, like the title track, is what happens when 4 mathematicians decide to make a rock song. Yeah. Dude, I could make an entire video just fucking breaking down Lateralis, dude. Like, I mean, I've seen videos of people just breaking down Lateralis, but Lateralis is fucking 5-head, dude. That song, I mean, the song sounds great to start with, right? The song sounds fucking incredible, but like, when you understand all the neat little tricks that they put into that song and put into that song's concept, it is like it is the most like galaxy brain song that you will ever experience in music. Like the fact that like the lyrics are like structured in the fucking Fibonacci sequence, and that all equates to the golden ratio, which then reflects back on the lyrics of the song, is just like, that's just like the tip of the iceberg with that song, but it's great. So yeah, Lateralis, banger song, banger album. Yeah, and Disposition, Reflection, Triad as well, which are the last 3 songs, also incredible. Yeah, please read it. Please read it. Please listen to it. Oh yeah, also here's a tip for people who have never listened at all. Don't watch their music videos, because I feel the music videos distract you way too much from the actual music. Like, Tool is one of those bands that you need to listen to the music. You can't let the music video distract you, because even the official music videos, in my opinion, as amazing as they are, I almost would not recommend you to go watch the music videos, at least until you actually know the song and have listened to the song, because what you should be paying attention to is the music and the lyrics, which is what makes Tool crazy. Yeah, I feel a lot of their music videos are just like weird for the sake of weird, and a lot of them almost don't even fit in with the actual theme of the song, at least how I take it. So yeah, maybe don't do that. But let's move on to their next album, 10,000 Days, which I also believe with all my heart is also an S tier. Again, not a single bad song on this album. Legendary album. Every song incredible. Vicarious, fucking amazing. Jambi has one of the fucking hardest drops of any Tool song. And then you have the genius and like beautiful, like heart-wrenching, tear-jerking Wings of Marie and 10,000 Days, which is all about, for those of you who don't know, Wings of Marie which is part 1, and then 10,000 Days, which is part 2. It's a 2-part song, which is like, I think, almost 20 minutes long. But it's about the lead singer's mom who passed away. And that's what the album is named after. She was paralyzed in a wheelchair, and she lived paralyzed for like 25 years or something, which roughly equates to 10,000 days, which is why the album and song is called 10,000 Days. And that song and those two songs are all about the lead singer mourning his mom and like kind of telling the story of his mom. And oh my god, it is, dude, there are like a couple of lyrics in those songs that like every time I have to hold back tears, because not just because of how it's written, but also because of how it's performed. Like, oh, just thinking about it's making me sad. Just thinking about it is making me really sad. But it hits hard, dude. It hits really fucking hard. And like, you know, I've always said like, you know, every Tool song you need to be like listening to the lyrics, right? Because the lyrics is really what paints the picture. But man, I can't hit that harder enough than with Wings for Marie and 10,000 Days. Because the lyrics to that song are just fucking so beautiful. It's like, it's fucking poetry, dude. And then you have The Pot, which I probably say is like one of the most famous Tool songs. Didn't it win like a Grammy or something? Or it was like Grammy nominated, I believe. I mean, it's probably like, if it's like, if you've never listened to Tool, and if you want to listen to Tool and you've never listened to it, I'd say it's like, yeah, it's probably the most accessible song. For good reason. It's a banger of a song. Fucking amazing. You know, it might be the most normie and the most accessible song, and the most popular song, but that's, you know, for good reason. It's still a fucking great song. It has everything that you need to know about Tool, I think. It's like, it is the perfect song that represents Tool as a band, in my opinion. And then you have Lost Keys and Rosetta Stoned, which is a very interesting song. It's like, I believe it's co-written by, what's his name? The lead singer of the Butthole Surfers. I forgot his fucking name. But it's co-written by him, I believe. And, or at least it has him. It's about the story of how, Maynard James Keenan got stoned with the lead singer of, the Butthole Surfers, and then went on this like insane like trip of like how he saw aliens and stuff like that. And it's a really like funny story, but it's it's a banger of a song. And then Intention is also a great song. And then we get to the song Right in Two. What, do I have to explain what the Butthole Surfers are? They're a punk band. Amazing punk band, by the way. Go listen to them. But yeah, the song Right in Two has, you know how I was mentioning earlier that like Maynard James Keenan fucking writes poetry? One of my favorite lyrics of any song I've ever listened to, at least the lyric that like hit me the fucking hardest listening to any piece of music, comes from Right in Two. And the whole concept of Right in Two is about like how it's told from the perspective of angels looking down at humanity and going, wow, look how pathetic humans are, right? Look how pathetic humans are. They're fighting over things, and even if, you know, and even during their primordial stage of like primates, and even to now as humans, they're still fighting over the same shit. They're not working together. Look how pathetic they are, right? It's a really like interesting story about like kind of, you know, it's like this story of like, you know, self-reflecting as humanity, but told from the perspective of something that is not human, right? It's a really cool concept. But there's this one line from Right in Two, and I'm gonna look it up because I don't want to butcher this fucking line. But there's this one line that made me go, whoa. There's this one line that made me go fucking whoa. And it's and the lyric goes, "Repugnant is a creature who would squander the ability to lift an eye to heaven, conscious of his fleeting time here." And I was like, how the fuck do you write that? I was like, bro, how do you write that? That is one of the coolest fucking lyrics I've heard ever. It's so cool. It's like, and it's so like poetic. It's so poetic, right? Repugnant is a creature who would squander the ability to lift an eye to heaven, conscious of his fleeting time here, right? So it basically means like repugnant is a creature who would squander the ability to lift an eye to heaven. So it means like a creature is a failure because he missed the ability, because he misses or doesn't realize his capabilities of lifting an eye to heaven, looking up at a higher being, looking beyond himself, conscious of his fleeting time here, because they know that they don't have a lot of time on Earth. So why would you not try to see beyond yourself, knowing that you won't be on this planet forever, right? That's all in one line. Like, how do you write like that? How the fuck do you write like that? How do you write like that? It's like, the first time I listened to that fucking song, dude, and the first time I listened to that line, right, I was like, yo, what? There is no way a single human wrote that. Like, it got to the point where I was dead ass like this close to getting that fucking tattooed on me. I'm not even joking. Of course, I'm not going to, because my mother will kill me if I get a tattoo, unfortunately. But I respect my mother more than anything else, so I won't get her. I won't get it just for her. But, yeah. It's great. It's an incredible song, incredible lyric. And that's just one song out of many fucking banger songs on this album. And I think that's why it's an S tier. I think a lot of people don't put this in an S tier for whatever reason. I don't know why, because it's a great fucking album. So yeah, there you go. But last but not least, is the latest Tool album, which was released 13 years later after this one. So 10,000 Days came out in 2006, I believe. And Fear Inoculum, this one, is 2019. So yeah, 13 years later, they came back. Now, this album has a lot of contention behind it. It's like, when they came back 13 years later, a lot of Tool fans were like, yes, they fucking came back with a banger. Let's fucking go. They're better than ever. Hell yeah, 10 out of 10. And then there were some Tool fans that came, that heard this album, and they were like, what is this, man? What the fuck is this? This isn't Tool. This is something else. What the fuck? Right? And I get that, because, they really did get quite, what's the word? They really did, like, slow down with this song. They really, like, it's less bangers and more, like, slow burners, I think, with this song. Because, I mean, like, there's only 7 songs on this album, and if you don't include Chocolate Chip Trip, which is a 4-minute song, the average song length is like 11 or 12 minutes. There's just like 6 10-minute plus songs on this album. So you can definitely tell it's like, this one's a lot more of like a slow burner album, right? Very slow, but like it kind of builds up and like turns into this like epic thing eventually after all of this build up. And like Tool has always been really good with like building up songs, right? Like they have some of the coolest fucking build ups ever. But me personally, and this is just my opinion, as just one humble Tool fan, I would put this probably in an A tier. I love this album. I don't know what the fuck people are on about. I think this album's great. I wouldn't say it's perfect. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't say it's perfect. But a lot of really fucking good songs on this. And I feel it's one of those songs that it's one of those albums that you can't listen to just once and make a fair judgment on. This is one of those albums that grow with you over time. Because, don't get me wrong, if I had made this tier list, right? If I had made this tier list and I had only listened to it once, then I think I probably would have put it in maybe like a C tier. Just because it is very slow and very like ever growing, which is like not a really like Tool thing to do, to be honest, right? Like Tool has a lot of like straight cut bangers that are just like hard hitting, just like good old fashioned like punk and metal, you know what I mean? But with like with songs like Descending and Invincible and Tempest, like, which are all, like 12, 13, in the case of Tempest, it's like a 16-minute song, right? I didn't enjoy them at first. I didn't enjoy, like, I was like, okay, they're kind of good, but they weren't like, they didn't make me go like, yeah, kind of thing, you know? The only song that made me go, yeah, right from the beginning was Numa, which I think is still the best song on the album, hands down. Like, no fucking competition. But like, I really came to grow on like Invincible and Descending and Tempest and even Fear Inoculum, the title track, even though it's not like my favorite song off of that album. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. And I don't know. I think the people who like really gave Fear Inoculum a hard time are just like a bunch of like Tool purists who don't want to see the band getting like soft or whatever, quote unquote, because I think this is the only album as well where like Maynard doesn't do any like screams. He mostly just sings. And and that's fine. Like, the dude's old now. Like, fucking Danny Carey's like in his 60s now, the drummer. He can still fucking slap, though. Let me tell you that. Like, they're all getting old, right? So they have to, like, there's only so much screaming you can do at that age, So it's definitely a lot more, like, it is, yeah, their most melodic album. But I think it's great. I think it's, like, a real, like, slow grower. So Tool meets Godspeed You Black Emperor. I wouldn't say that slow. Godspeed You Black Emperor is like, that is like the fucking slow cooker of rock. You know what I mean? like Godspeed, like an average Godspeed You Black Emperor song is like 30 minutes long. So I wouldn't say it's that slow or like minimalist, but and as much as I like Godspeed You Black Emperor, it's not that slow. But it's slower, I'd say. It's slower. Yeah. That's my opinions, I guess, on Tool. Honestly, Opiate, I'd say, is the only one out when it comes to Tool's discography. Again, it's not on this tier list, but their live album, if I were to put Salival, if Salival was on this tier list, I'd probably put it in an A tier. So basically, every album of theirs that's not their first EP is at least an A tier, if not an S tier. Yeah, other than Opiate, they haven't really had a weak album, in my opinion. They've either been fantastic or fucking fantastic. There's nothing below that, in my opinion. So, yeah, I love Tool. Every album is great. Please go listen to these albums. If you like metal. Because I do genuinely think they're one of, like, the greatest metal bands ever made. And you can fight me on that. But you know I'm right. Oh, God. I'm gonna piss off a lot of metal fans with that statement. Ugh. All right. Well, there you go, boys. That's three YouTube videos right there. Hell yeah. If those videos do well on the second channel, I'll definitely have to do more of these. Do you like King Crimson? Yeah, I love King Crimson. The stand and the band. But let me go through let me go through some of the donations because I missed a bunch. J-Mac with the 215, thank you, dude. Did you see the number one for the Triple J Hottest 100 is, you did look it up. If you did look it up, you'll have a good laugh. I had to donate just to see a reaction of it. Oh, God. Let's see. Okay. Triple J Hottest 100. Let's see. By the way, for those of you who don't know, Triple J is, like a... Oh. No fucking way. That's number one? Fucking Wiggles? It's the fucking Wiggles. The absolute state of the music industry right now. Nah, dude. Nah, dude. That has to be a joke. That has to be a joke, right? Guys. Guys. That has to be a joke. April is 3 months away, bro. I mean, good on them, I guess, dude. I love the Wiggles. Not anymore, but when I was little, I loved the Wiggles. Hold on, let's see that. Let's see here. Number 2 is Stay by the Kid Laroi and Justin Bieber. Oh, is that the song that's fucking like, I gotta sing, man, I tell you, I'm never gonna do change. I mean, it's a catchy song, to be fair. It's a catchy song. The problem is that the Kid Laroi sounds exactly the same as Justin Bieber, so it's like, I almost didn't realize Justin Bieber was on that fucking track. What else is there? Lots of Nothing by Spacey Jane. Never heard of it. Good For You by Olivia Rodrigo. I know Olivia Rodrigo. I'd never heard of the song. Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish. Okay. You know what? I should probably just be showing you this. Let's see. Doja Cat. Industry Baby by Lil Nas. That's a good song, actually. That's a good song. That's the one that's like... Yeah. I think I like this song over Montero. I think that's more of a banger song than Montero, in my opinion. Damn, I guess I gotta listen to Spacey Jane, huh? I've never heard of Spacey Jane. Maybe I have heard of the song. I don't know. They're probably all just like TikTok songs, right? What else is there that I know? Man, I don't know any of them. I know Scissor. Glass Animals? Really? Really? Huh. That's interesting. I didn't think Glass Animals was that popular. Oh, of course. Oh, yeah. I mean, this one as well got big off TikTok, right? The Edamame with Rich Brian. And BB No Money. Which I think is a fucking amazing artist name. BB No Money. Lil Nas X. Man, there's a lot of Spacey Jane, isn't there? I gotta listen to them. The Wombats! Since when did the Wombats make another album? The fuck? Okay. Oh yeah, Willow. You know, I only just found this out the other day. And call me a boomer about it. But, I only just found this out the other day, that, Willow is referring to Willow Smith. Like, Will Smith's daughter. You know, the fucking girl that sung, I whip my hair back and forth, I whip my hair back and forth. You remember that song? You remember that cancerous song? Yeah, that's the same chick. That's the same girl. It's fucking Willow Smith. And Willow, and you know that song on TikTok that's getting really big, right? The fucking got a vibe, you know that song, right? Like you hear it on TikTok all the time. That's fucking Willow Smith, dude. Did you know that? I only just found this out the other day. That's fucking Willow Smith. I was like, how did you go from I whip my hair back and forth to like actually good songs? And like you actually singing. It blew my mind, like, because Aki was listening to it, and I was like, wait, what? That looks like Willow Smith. And then I looked it up. I'm like, oh my god, it's Willow Smith. Yeah, she's in a band actually, called The Anxiety, and that band that she is in does the fucking "Got a Vibe" song. So she's like in a band now, and like a very like Weezer sounding like alt rock band that actually makes like decent music. And I was like, what? Wow, you really glowed up, dude. Holy shit. I'm like, good for you, dude. I mean, you're a million times better than fucking I whip my hair back and forth. So good on you, man. Like that. Good on you that you've gone past that. Thank God. You know, like she's somehow matured more than fucking Jaden Smith. Even though Jaden Smith thinks he's like the greatest. Oh no, that's sad to see, isn't it? That was a shit album. Oh, that's sad to see. How did that get on number 40, dude? Oh yeah, of course, Kanye. With the greatest album cover of all time. How the fuck did this get lower than all these other ones? How the fuck? That was a great album. Silk Sonic, An Evening with Silk Sonic, that was a great album. And I didn't even care about Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, personally. But that was a great album, and that was a great song. This should be much higher, in my opinion. That should be much higher. Dune Rats? That's how you know. That's how you know this is a fucking Triple J Hottest 100. That's this. By the way, Triple J Hottest 100 is an Australian. Triple J is an Australian music radio station, and this is like their top 100 thing. Dune Rats are the most Australian fucking band ever, and they're amazing. Really good, like stoner punk band. Great band. Listen to them if you like your punk music. Take My Breath, that should have been a lot higher. That's a great song. What else are they? Gang of Youths. Wow. All right. Nope. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Lots of Lorde. Lots of Lana Del Rey. Tame Impala. Nice. Good on you. Good on you. They're still killing it. Let's see. No. We don't want that. We don't want that. We don't want that at all. We don't want that. Dude, this should have been way higher than this. How the fuck is Tones and I above Genesis Owusu? How the fuck? This, no. Get out of here with this shit. No. We don't want this shit. This is stinky poo-poo bad. We don't want, no. Australia denies this. We don't, if there's two things Australia doesn't want, it's fucking Iggy Azalea and Tones and I. That's the two things we don't want. Okay? Get the fuck out of here with that shit. This Genesis Owusu album, I don't remember how this particular song goes, but this particular album, way better than any of this shit. Tyler, the Creator. Alright. That's fine. Billie Eilish, Kanye. I don't know any of these other ones. Oh, Baby Keem. Is that the fucking, is that like, that's like Kendrick Lamar's cousin, right? I think. That's like Kendrick Lamar's cousin, I believe. Alt J? Wow. I didn't know they were still making music. Good on them, I guess. I saw Alt J live back in high school. And then I don't know anyone else. So there you go. I don't know most of these artists or bands, but the ones I do know, I feel somewhat strongly towards. But it doesn't matter. But it really doesn't matter how musically talented or whatever the fuck, because you just got fucking destroyed by the Wiggles, dog. You got destroyed by the fucking Wiggles. Hell yeah. Good on you. Good on you. Good on you guys. Wiggles S tier band, dude. No cap. No cap on that shit. That's my goddamn childhood right there, dog. No cap on that. Wiggles, GOAT. Even after all these years, they can still secure that #1 spot, baby. They still got that #1. Oh god. That's so funny. Hell yeah. But yeah, thanks for that, JMac. I needed to see that. That was some good shit. Experimental Cyborg with the $11.28. Thank you, dude. Simping for the homies. I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Royal Kitsune with the 718. Hey, Joey. Happy Australia Day. Oh, shit. It is Australia Day, isn't it? Oh, fuck. I'm gonna text my family. Even though it doesn't really mean anything. But I'm just gonna text my family just in case. Happy Australia Day, everyone. In the last hour of Australia Day, at least in Japan. I mean, I guess in Australia it's already finished. Whoops. I'm just gonna say happy late Australia Day, everyone. There you go. Happy Australia Day. People ask what we do on Australia Day. Nothing. Except get shit-faced more than usual. Happy Australia Day. Justin. Oh, Justin came back with the 52 months, dude. What the fuck? What the fuck, dude? 52 months? Justin, you're the homie, man. Like, you don't even have to fucking sub for 52 months. What the fuck? So I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Gustavo Nankyoku with the 6 months. Welcome back. Enjoy that gold kitty. Thank you for all the subs, guys. I appreciate that. Loki Akai with the 21 month. Let's go. Almost 2 years, dude. Fuck yeah, dude. Good shit. Welcome back. And again, thank you to everyone who's been enjoying this stream so far. I haven't had this many people on my stream in a very, very long time, so I appreciate you guys. I definitely do want to try and do these streams a lot more often. I want to try and aim for like at least 2 times a week. Because you know it's a good way as well to make content on the second channel as well, right? And yeah, and I know for me it's like it's just a matter of being consistent. I know that I'll be able to get more viewers if I'm just consistent with it, but that's the thing, right? Is that like for me it's like it's hard to get consistent with it. You know what I mean? Winter Queen's, thank you for the $5. And you know, it's like, I don't know. There's a part of me that doesn't want to like rely on collabs. I just want to like, and it's like, I also don't want to like just play games either. I want to do like fun stuff like this, right? Like, you know, doing tier lists and just talking about shit that I like talking about. And, you know, like doing like the Gunpla streams or like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Unboxing stream that I did last time, right? Like just, I don't know. I've been kind of like just trying to, you know, I've been trying to find ways that I can make my stream me, you know, and make it like unique to me, if that's what it means. So like I'm thinking to also do like you know, Let's Fights live, you know, to like kind of go through, not just like make a Let's Fight video for the second channel on my own, but like do it on stream and like, you know, talk to you guys about it and that kind of stuff. And you know, just fun stuff, you know? Just fun stuff. You know, challenging, doing all sorts of challenges and, yeah, just hanging out with you guys, I think. That's like, it's one thing I really want to do. So, that's like one goal I've given myself for this year, is that, you know, I want to try and be a little more consistent with streaming. So, my plan is twice a week, at least. Once on the weekday, once on the weekend. Yeah. And we'll see how that goes. But yeah. They're not exactly going to be, like, long streams necessarily, but, you know. Like, just, you know, just chill streams, you feel? Just chill streams. Yeah. Opinion on One Piece. Good show. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for hanging out. I didn't think I'd have this many people, especially, you know, talking about something that's not exactly anime related, because, you know, that is the unfortunate thing with me, that I have just been kind of like, you know, stuck on anime. But I'm hoping this year will be the year where I can kind of, just expand a bit and just like, show that, yeah, I love anime, don't get me wrong. But and I love all that weeb shit, don't get me wrong. I still love that shit, but I also like other stuff too. I have other hobbies and interests. Whoa. Mind blown. Keck W, he has more interest than anime. Yo, Zombie Berry with the 33 months. Thank you, dude. Appreciate that. Welcome back, bro. Thank you very much, man. Big shocker. Yeah. But, like, not to say that I'm not going to play games ever on stream. Every now and then I will. But I just don't want to be, like, another Twitch streamer that just plays games. Just, I want to try and do something more, what's the word am I looking for? More dynamic. Diverse. More, what's the word? I don't know. I don't know what the word for it is. I know what it is in my head, I just don't know what it is. Variety, niche, unique. Yeah, laid back. These nuts, yeah, all of those. All of those, definitely. Yeah, just kind of make every stream an event, a hangout. Yeah. But of course, if you guys have any suggestions on streams and stuff like that too, please let me know. Like, just let me know on Twitter or something. Yeah. So, yeah. I think we'll leave it at that. Appreciate you guys for hanging out. By the way, all 3 of the tier lists that I did in this stream will be coming out on my second channel, Joey. If you didn't know, I have a second channel, so please go subscribe to it, because I've been making a lot more content on that second channel than I have my main channel. Just because I've been having a lot of fun with it. Yeah, there will also be a new vlog coming out on the second channel of when we went skiing and snowboarding earlier this year. With where I went with Gaunt, Connor, Chris, and O'Hara, and my friend Luke. So I finally finished that vlog. I finished it today, so yeah, we'll be able to do that. So that's coming out in about 5 hours from now. So yeah, go subscribe to the second channel. Go tell your mum and your dad and your siblings and your grandma about it, because it's a good channel. My goal is to get to that channel to 1 million subs by the end of the year. So if we can do that, greatly appreciated. All right. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. In the meantime, let's possibly send you over to a mate of mine. Who's streaming right now? Let's see. Kuroken. My boy Kuroken is playing the Yu-Gi-Oh game. So I guess we will go and raid him. Kuro_Ken. Alright, we're gonna go raid my boy Kuroken. Go say hi to him. Go give him your love. He's a great mate of mine. I'll probably stream eventually with him down the line on something. I don't know. But go give him your love. And yeah, new video coming on second channel. And expect more streams. Stick around. Sub if you enjoyed. Alright. Love you, love you, love you. Have a good night, everyone. Peace.
Where have you been? Been searching all along, confessing twilight on and on, without the clue, without a sign, without grasping it.
Gotta spend money to make that
The real
money.
question
You're
to
right,
be
dude.
asked, where have I been? I'm a sharpshooter at close masquerade, hiding both face and mind, all free for you mirror Riley Frodo.